Hello friends, let us now learn a few points about the facial injuries. So in the facial injuries and abnormalities, first we will have to learn about the cleft lip and cleft palate. So cleft lip and cleft palate, these are the most common congenital abnormalities of orofacial structures. Cleft lip and cleft palate are the most common congenital abnormalities of orofacial structures. These are isolated and these are associated with congenital heart disease. Okay, so first we will see the cleft lip. So in the cleft lip, this cleft lip mainly occurs due to the non-fusion of maxillary processes. Whenever there is non-fusion of the two maxillary processes, that results in the cleft lip. Posterior development of displacement of alar cartilage also occurs in cleft lip. This is the unilateral cleft lip, this is the bilateral cleft lip. So if you see the incidence, cleft lip and cleft palate, both these are commonly occurs in 1 in 600 live births, whereas isolated cleft lip is seen in 1 in 1000 live births. Both cleft lip and cleft palate together are seen in 1 in 600 live births. Isolated cleft palate is seen in 1 in 1000 live births. Cleft lip and cleft palate are more common in males, whereas cleft palate is more common in females. Cleft lip and cleft palate together is most common in males. Cleft palate alone is most common in females. Cleft lip alone is seen in 15% of patients, whereas cleft lip plus cleft palate together it is seen in 45% of cases. Cleft palate alone is seen in 40% of cases. Okay, so this is very important. Then if you see the etiology, first we should see the genetic predisposition. In the genetic predisposition, environmental factors. So in the genetic predisposition, first, the etiology can be due to one, it can be genetic predisposition. Second, environmental factors. In the environmental factors, maternal epilepsy or drugs like steroids, diazepam, phenytoin. Steroids, diazepam, phenytoin are associated with cleft lip and cleft palate. Then some syndromes like Pierre-Robin syndrome, Stickler syndrome, Apert syndrome, Treacher-Collins syndrome, Spritzson syndrome and Down syndrome are also associated with cleft lip and cleft palate. Syndromes like Pierre-Robin syndrome, Stickler syndrome, Apert syndrome, Treacher-Collins syndrome, Spritzson syndrome and Down syndrome are associated with cleft lip and cleft palate. Then if you see the clinical features, there is difficulty in, because of this cleft lip and cleft palate, there is difficulty in feeding and breathing. Then the isolated cleft palate is diagnosed at 18 weeks of gestation itself. When the baby is in womb itself, womb of the mother, at 18 weeks of gestation, we can diagnose the isolated cleft palate. Then what are the surgeries that you do? The surgeries are, first cleft lip surgery attaches and reconnects the muscles around the oral sphincter. In cleft lip, we attach the muscles and we reconnect the muscles around the oral sphincter. In cleft palate, then if you see in cleft lip, then in cleft palate there is actually, cleft palate produces an anatomical closure defect. So in order to provide this anatomical, it produces an anatomical closure defect, and we have to close it by some means, right? So only and only we close it, only then there is proper development of speech. The main aim of this is to create an apparatus for production and development of speech and to minimize the maxillary growth difference and dentoalveolar deformity. So main aim of this cleft palate surgeries are to create the good apparatus for production and development of speech, to minimize the maxillary growth difference and dentoalveolar deformity. Secondary management is also done to regularly review the hearing of the patient, speech of the patient, dental development and facial growth. So if you see the surgery that is done are, we can do some surgeries like, we have Millard rotation advancement technique, The name of the surgeries are sufficient. We can do Millard rotation advancement technique, Healy Massier's technique, Tennyson Randall's or Thompson's technique can be done. So then if you see the timing of repair, when can you repair the defect? The defect can be repaired if it's unilateral surgery. See, these are very important. If it's unilateral cleft lip, then you can do one operation at 5 to 6 months. If it is bilateral cleft lip, then you will have to do single operation at 4 to 5 months. If there is soft palate only, then you should do the surgery at 6 months. If there is hard palate only, then you should do surgery at 15 and 18 months. Then if there are combinations, okay, if there is cleft palate plus hard palate, cleft palate of hard palate, cleft palate of both soft palate and hard palate is present, then you will have to do 2 operations. For soft palate you should do at 6 months, and for hard palate you should do at 15 to 18 months. If there is unilateral cleft lip and cleft palate, then cleft lip and soft palate you should do at 5 to 6 months, whereas for hard palate you should do the surgery at 15 to 18 months. Whereas if there is bilateral cleft lip and cleft palate, then for cleft lip and soft palate you should do the surgery at 4 to 8 months. For hard palate you should do the surgery at 15 to 18 months. Okay, so you can remember that either it is unilateral or bilateral, anything. If it is cleft lip, you should do it around 5 to 6 months. Okay, then bilateral you should do it at 4 to 5 months, that is for sure. If it's bilateral cleft lip or soft palate, you should do it at 4 to 6 months. Okay, if it is unilateral cleft lip, you can do it at 5 to 6 months. Okay, in either of the cases, bilateral or unilateral, if it is hard palate, you should do it at 15 to 18 months. So if there is any combination, then you should do both the surgeries one after the other. That is, first you will correct the cleft lip and soft palate, then you should correct the hard palate at a later date, that is 15 to 18 months. So that is timing of repair. Then in this we have, in this cleft lip we have a type of system which is called as LaHaschel system. In this LaHaschel system, in the right side we have cleft lip. See, this is for right and left. Okay, these three, lift and alveoli on the right side, this is for lip and alveolus. On the left side, this is again lip and alveolus. In the middle we have hard palate and soft palate. Okay, if there is no cleft, then you will have to put a dot. If there is complete cleft, then you should write it in a capital letter. Okay, if there is incomplete cleft, then you use small letter. So here if you see, these are the dots. If here there are no cleft, see, if you see left complete cleft lip, for left complete cleft lip, here you don't see any cleft lips, right? So you won't write anything here. And here L for cleft lip, and it is capital because it is complete. And here write incomplete cleft lip. So this is left side, there is nothing, and in the right side incomplete cleft lip and cleft palate. So L and A in the small letters because it is incomplete cleft lip and cleft palate. So this system of classification is called as LaHaschel system. So thank you guys for watching my lecture. In the next class we will learn about mandibular fractures. Thank you.